After months of anticipation, the new Ultimate Spider-Man series by Jonathan Hickman and Marco Checchetto finally came out recently. I had been hyped for this since it was announced and I was so ready to see a new take on the characters. The presence of a married Peter Parker and Mary Jane, who are also parents, made me even more excited about it along with the stellar creative team. After reading the first issue, I am very confident that this is going to be something special. It is a new take on the Spider-Man mythos unlike anything before, with three major changes that we typically never get to see with any major version of Peter Parker. I am very intrigued to see how those changes affect the story of the new Ultimate Peter Parker as he begins his journey of being Spider-Man. Just a reminder that this is not the grown-up version of the original Ultimate Universe version of Peter Parker. This is a brand new Peter Parker we have never seen before. It is very new reader friendly, so you do not need to worry about anything before reading this series. But if you want some backstory, I would recommend reading the recent Ultimate Invasion miniseries and the Ultimate Universe one shot, which sets up the backstory for this world. But honestly, if you're just here for Spider-Man, just start with issue 1 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Now let's get into the three major changes that this new Ultimate Spider-Man series makes that makes this Peter Parker so different from any of the Peter Parkers we have ever seen before. The first change is that this is a Peter Parker who is married to Mary Jane Watson and has two kids. Granted, this is not the most unique change and it is a change that we have seen in various other versions, but I still thought it was worth mentioning, especially in relation to the cyclic troubles that plague the main universe version of Peter Parker. What makes this change quite different from previous prominent versions of Peters who are also fathers is that this Peter is the focus of the story and the main character of the series instead of it being an ensemble like Renew Your Vows or being a supporting character like Spider-Girl. The family aspect of this series was promoted heavily as a huge part of the series, and this is something the Spider-Man fanbase has been clamoring for a long time, especially for the main universe version of Peter Parker. So this managed to come in at the right time and capitalize on that. We don't get too much insight into the kind of careers this Peter Parker and Mary Jane have, but it should be interesting to get to know that as the series progresses. The second change is something that fundamentally alters the basic origin story of Peter Parker as Spider-Man. We all know the story. Peter Parker gets bit, he decides to make money, Uncle Ben dies because of him, he becomes a hero. But in this universe, Uncle Ben is alive and an active part of the life of the adult Peter Parker. He is working at the Daily Bugle and seems to be best friends with J. Jonah Jameson. This is a huge change that immediately differentiates this version of Peter Parker from almost every other version of Spider-Man. After all, we have always seen Ben Parker die before Peter officially becomes the hero. So I wonder how it's going to be like to have Ben Parker as an active character in Peter Parker's life. On the other side, it looks like Aunt May is sadly dead in this universe along with Peter's deadliest enemy, Norman Osborn. They are both implied to have died in the same tragic event, and it looks like Harry Osborn will become the new Green Goblin and operate as a hero, though who knows if his hero status will stick or whether he will become a villain. The third and final change is that in this universe, Peter Parker chooses to become Spider-Man and he does so as an adult. Unlike how it usually goes, this Peter Parker gets the chance to make a decision to become Spider-Man. He does not get his powers because of a freak accident during his teenage years. This is an adult man who is offered the chance to become a hero and gets to learn about the life he could have had if the Maker had not altered history. Armed with that knowledge and encouraged by the words of his uncle and wife, Peter Parker chooses to get bit by the spider and gain his powers to become the new Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe. This is yet another fundamental change to the classic Spider-Man mythos. Peter choosing to become Spider-Man is a refreshing change that could lead to some very intriguing conflicts and problems in the future, especially when his life becomes overwhelming. There will absolutely come a time when he will wonder whether he made the right decision, and there is also the added aspect of whether it was responsible for a father and husband to make a decision like this that could change everything for his family and even bring danger to them. I don't think we have ever gotten to see a Peter Parker become Spider-Man so late in life, and I can't wait to see the kind of challenges he and his family are going to face as a result of this. It was great to see the overwhelming positive reaction to this book everywhere, and it has been a long time since I've seen a comic book issue discussed on such a large scale. I was really happy to see that, and it is not really a surprise as to why this got such a fantastic positive reaction. The first issue was damn good, and the future looks bright for this series. Honestly, it just feels really good to be excited about a Peter Parker solo book again after so long. And I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for the new Ultimate Spider-Man and his family, and to see what the ultimate versions of iconic Spider-Man allies and enemies look like. Okay, I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.